Everyone, this is Ravinder Dundra and welcome to my channel. Today we will discuss in continuation with the previous lecture. In the previous lecture we have discussed about this classification of soils. In that we have discussed about this the most important soils in India, that is alluvial soils. Now let us discuss about this black soils. The second most important soils that are found in India are these black soils. So what are these black soils, how they are formed and where they are found? So in this lecture we will discuss about this black soils. So let us start. These black soils are also known as this rigor soils. The first and very important point about these black soils is that the other name of these black soils, they are also known as this rigor soils. But these soils are highly suitable for the growth of cotton. Since these soils are highly suitable for the growth of cotton, they are also known as this black cotton soils. Actually, other than cotton, black soil, they are also known as rigor soils. And since these black soils, they are highly suitable for the growth of cotton, they are also known as this black cotton soils. And why this black cotton soil is formed? How it is formed is that, as I told in the previous lectures, soil as a resource. The reasons behind the formation of these soils are mainly relief, climatic conditions as well as parent rock. So here also the main reasons behind this formation are that the parent rock, that is basalt. Basalt, which is directly formed because of this something known as this lava which flows out. When lava flows out, it cools down rapidly. So whenever it cools down rapidly, the Deccan Plateau region, it is completely made up of this basalt. So the parent rock behind the formation of this black soils are, it is the basalt, which is a parent rock. And at the same time, the climatic conditions are also the other reason for this formation of this black soils. Then where it is found, that means which are the main states that are covered with this black soils? The main states are Maharashtra, Saurashtra in the sense almost the southern part of this Gujarat, then Malwa Plateau region, Madhya Pradesh as well as Chhattisgarh. These are the states which are mainly covered with this black cotton soils. For example, if you see in the map, this region where it is covering Saurashtra, Maharashtra, Chhattisgarh as well as this Malwa Plateau region as well as this Madhya Pradesh region as well as Maharashtra. So even if you see in the map, these are the states which are mainly covered under this black cotton soils. And at the same time, the states, for example, if you take states like Maharashtra and Saurashtra or Gujarat, they are well known for this growth of this finest cotton in India. At the same time, most of the cotton industries are also located in these states because here the black soils are highly available, which is very good for the growth of cotton. And another important feature of these black soils are that these soils are well known for this moisture holding. They have the capacity to hold the moisture. That means they can keep the soil somewhat more and more wet by holding this moisture. Then what about the nutrients that are present in these black soils? Are there any nutrients which are present in these black soils? As we have discussed in the alluvial soils, we have seen some of the nutrients which are present in these alluvial soils. In the same way, when it comes to black soils, here also certain types of nutrients are present in these soils which are very good for this growth of cotton. And these nutrients are, the first one is this calcium carbonate and magnesium, potash as well as lime. But these black soils, they are somewhat poor in phosphoric contents, whereas when we have discussed about this alluvial soils, they are very rich in this phosphoric acid. But when we compare it to these black soils, these black soils, they are poor in phosphoric contents, but they are very rich in calcium carbonate, magnesium, potash and lime. And these black soils during the hot season, that means during the summer time, they develop some kind of deep cracks during this hot weather time. That means the soil, the top layer of the soil is broken into pieces and you can say some kind of cracks on this black cotton soil. And because of these cracks, there is some advantage. What is that advantage? Is that it helps in aeration of the soil. Aeration of the soil means filling something like air or gas into something. That means because when these cracks are developed, what happens is that the air which is required for this black cotton soils will be filled within this black soils. So that we call it as this aeration. Aeration means filling something with gas or air. So due to this hot weather, they will develop cracks, and whenever these cracks are developed, some process occurs. That process is known as this aeration. And what is this aeration means? Filling something with this gas or air. So here mostly this black soil gets filled with this air. So that is all about this black soils. Next we will see about red and yellow soils. Let us talk about this another important type of soil, that is red and yellow soils. So let us begin about this red and yellow soils. Where these red and yellow soils are mainly found is that these types of soils, they are developed on these igneous rocks in the areas of low rainfall. That means wherever there are these igneous rocks, and wherever there is a less rainfall or low rainfall, in these regions you can find this red and yellow soils. And mainly if you take in India, where they are found is that they are found on the eastern and southern parts of this Deccan Plateau. If you can see in the map, here on the eastern part of Deccan Plateau as well as on the southern part of this Deccan Plateau, you can find this red and yellow soils. Then in this, if you look into the states, where it is mainly found is that the states like Odisha, Chhattisgarh. Why? Because here you can see these states like Chhattisgarh as well as Odisha, which are mainly covered with this red and yellow soils. As well as this red soil, they are also found on the Piedmont zones of Western Ghats. You all know this Western Ghats, where they are from here to here. So on the Piedmont zones, that means on the base of the hills, here on this base of the hills, you can also find this, what is that, red and yellow soils. And at the same time you can also see this red and yellow soils on this northeastern regions. Apart from this Piedmont zones, apart from this southern part of the Deccan Plateau as well as eastern part of the Deccan Plateau, you can also see, we can also find this red and yellow soils on the northeastern part of this India. And why they are red in color is that because it is due to the diffusion of iron in igneous and metamorphic rocks. That means you all know that this rock, there is a rock cycle where one type of rock is changed into another type of rock. So in the process of changing this igneous rocks into this metamorphic rocks, what happens is that the iron that is present in this igneous rocks will get diffused. Because of this, that means the iron will be lost in this igneous rocks. Whenever this iron is lost and whenever these igneous rocks are turned into metamorphic rocks, then these soils, they appear in red in color. And sometimes why this yellow is mentioned is that whenever these red soils, when they get in touch with this water or when they are in hydrated form means if they are get in touch with the water or if when they are mixed with the water, they appear in yellow color. So that is what it looks yellow when it occurs in hydrated form. That means when red soils are get in touch with the water, what happens is that they will be turned into this yellow colors. So that is about this red and yellow soils. Next, in the next lecture we will talk about this laterite soils and arid soils. Thank you.